All right, horror fans, sharpen your knives, lock your doors, and silence your phone because Ghostface might be calling again next week. Literally. Welcome back to Scareticulous, the place where we break down horror news, slash through rumors, and try not to get murdered by the algorithm. If you're new here, hit like and subscribe because I love adding new victims to my kill list. So here's the big news. There are heavy rumors that we're getting a brand new Scream 7 trailer next week, and if that's true, this could completely change how we view the movie. Today, we're breaking down what this rumored trailer is expected to show, who might appear, Stu, Sydney, some Ghostface variations, who knows, the AI flashback sequences everyone says are coming, and whether releasing a new trailer now is actually a good idea. Because, let's be honest, Scream trailers have a history of showing just a little too much, and with all the secrecy around Matthew Lillard, Neve Campbell, and Kevin Williamson's rewrite, this could either hype the fandom to the moon, or spoil something massive. So, let's talk about what the studio might, should, and absolutely should not reveal in this rumored trailer, and how it could change our expectations for Scream 7 moving forward. Let's get into it. So what I'm guessing that they're going to show in this new trailer is maybe a few new clips. They're going to obviously go through some of the stuff we've already seen. They'll probably have these more kind of underlaying some extra commentary. We're probably going to get some extra hints as to the overall story that's going to be taking place. Because I feel like the first trailer we got was actually probably more of a teaser. It did function as a full-length trailer, but I think because of how little information we were actually given in that trailer, they're going to give us way more of the story in this trailer, rumored trailer, I should say, which, could be a bad thing if your whole point of walking into this is you don't want to know, any information on what the story is going to be. You want to just walk in blind. Then I would advise just kind of avoiding this trailer at all costs. Don't watch anything. You might get something spoiled. Even if they're not meaning to spoil it, they could show an extra, killer on the loose. Like they could show two ghost faces running around. They could have an actual bit of AI video that they're going to show in this to kind of give the audience more of an idea of where this movie's going. Because here's the thing about trailers nowadays that you guys might not know is they kind of function as the movie themselves in some ways, because people nowadays are very lazy and they don't like to really invest in something, especially financially, if they don't know what to expect. So they're going to put some stuff in this new trailer, I'm willing to bet, that kind of fleshes out what the movie is going to actually be like. I don't think it's not like a bait and switch thing where they're going to try to, manipulate the audience to think one thing, and then when they get into the theater, it's going to be completely different. I don't think that's what they're going to do, because at the end of the day, this is a product that they're selling. They want to make a return on investment for their money. The studio obviously wants to make money, so that's what they're going to do. They're going to basically, just kind of letting you guys know this is how the industry works. That's why a lot of times people end up saying, "Oh, the trailer spoiled everything," because that's what people, the average viewer, they want to know what to expect walking into a movie. So with this upcoming trailer, I'm willing to bet that there's going to be way more emphasis placed on what the actual story is, where Sydney is going to, where she is in Pine Grove, then it's going to go to, Woodsboro. They're going to talk about the killers. They're going to talk about the AI stuff. They're going to talk about possibly Stu coming back. They're going to get into all that stuff in this new trailer. I'm willing to bet. It's not just going to be a rearranged puzzle like the first trailer. This one's going to show way more information. So if you're not ready to hear all that stuff, if you're not ready to have that part of the movie spoiled and you want to see it blind walking into it that first day, then I advise completely avoiding any and all Scream content until you actually see it in the theater. Now, I don't think they're going to show Stu Macher in this trailer. I don't think they're going to spoil that big piece of the puzzle. They might show, Roman Bridger or Dewey or something like that. They might show little clips of that kind of stuff. They might show some extra scenes of interactions of other characters that we already know are in the movie, might flesh out, actual dialogue that, it kind of shifts where the story is going. You're probably going to hear some lines from McKenna Grace. You're probably going to hear some lines from Mark Evans. We haven't really heard many lines in the trailer yet, other than from Ghostface himself and Neve Nev Campbell's character, you know, and then I think one line by her daughter, and that's basically it, right? We haven't really seen any other, like, oh, and obviously Courtney Cox, right? She gave her a line like, let's unmask the fucker, right? But that trailer was way more like evocative. It was way more like emotional kind of trailer that's kind of just meant to draw you in and kind of give this mystique of what this movie is. This next trailer is going to be way more straightforward. So I'm guessing that, you know, they're going to show some actual clips of stuff. They're going to be like actually spoil it a little bit if like you don't want to see the AI stuff, if you don't want to see the flashback sequences, if you don't want to see all that, you know, like any maybe new characters coming into this, you know, certain like the teacher in school, they're probably going to have him speak a little bit here and there. They're going to basically introduce like all the characters in this new trailer, and it's going to be kind of way more concrete, like what the story actually is. So again, you know, if you don't want that shit spoiled, don't watch it. As for whether I think this is a good idea to release this trailer, I mean, it really depends like what perspective you're looking at this from. Like, are you trying to sell tickets? Are you trying to get people interested in the movie? Because that might actually be beneficial to show all that stuff in the trailer, so you get people, you know, actually wonder, oh, this looks like something interesting, this looks like it could be cool. But for like, you know, your hardcore Scream fan, they're gonna think, oh, this is a spoiler. But if your average audience member that just wants a good horror flick, that just wants a good like slasher, you know, flick to bring their date on or whatever, they're gonna be more interested seeing more stuff in this movie, right? They're not going to be really worried about spoilers or anything like that. They're just thinking like, oh, this seems cool. This seems interesting. It's topical. It's talking about AI. It's, you know, kind of this updated, but like kind of retrospective kind of look at the Scream franchise. This looks cool. You know, let's go out and watch it Friday night. You know, that's what this movie's basically. So this trailer is going to be more for the normies, is what I'm going to say. That first trailer was building up hype. It was building up mystique, but this next trailer is going to be way more straightforward. And so if the objective is to just sell tickets and to get people interested in the movie, then I would say it's a good thing. It's a good idea. But if you're a hardcore Scream fan, you probably don't. It's probably not a good idea to watch it. It's probably not a good thing, because it's just going to tell you way more of what's going on in the movie, which you may or may not want. Maybe you do want spoilers. You know, there's Scream fans differ from, you know, place to place, and you never really know, right? But anyway, that's everything we might see if this rumored Scream 7 trailer really drops next week. You're going to have the new shots of Ghostface. You're going to have plot clues that kind of key us into what's going to happen. You're going to have the AI tricks, you know, fully shown. You're going to even have like our first hint at the real killer. But again, you know, that might be the misdirection. Who knows, right? Now, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think the trailer is going to reveal? Drop your predictions in the comments, hit like, subscribe, and smash the notification bell, because you never know when Ghostface or my next upload will strike. Stay scared, and I'll see you in the next one.